Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is the radio guy, Mike Prince. As you know, we try to keep you up to speed of the world of HBCU sports. Today would be no exception to the rule. We're going to introduce to some and present to others the voice of the Alabama A&M Bulldogs, none other than Brother Ted Dixie. How you doing, my man?
I am great, Mr. Prince. Thank you so much for calling and putting up with my delays. But, brother, I appreciate you. You do good work. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you, sir. As like Avis, we're not number one, so we try hard because we have to.
I know that's right. You got to, to stay on top. You know what Ric Flair used to say? To beat a man, you got to beat the man.
Yes, sir. Yes,
so
sir.
it's hard to beat a man because everybody want to beat.
There you go. Well, look, can I get, since you're on the Ric Flair, can I get one Ric Flair? Woo!
Woo! Learjet flying, Rolex wearing, sunglasses to the top. Slick Rick. What's up, baby?
Oh, well, it's obvious you're feeling good, my man. You got every right to feel good. Alabama A&M go and perform classic comeback performance at the first ever Black College Hall of Fame game in Ohio. Man, give us a recap on that thing and what it was like for you to call that comeback glass to Jenkins with the final seconds.
Well, first of all, I'd like to say I was immensely blessed. And I promise you, I hope I'm a good steward of that blessing. To sit in Ike Rook's chair, who was the voice of the Bulldogs for 44 years.
Yes, sir.
And then for me to be at the first Black College Football Hall of Fame game, you know, that be the first doesn't happen much in our lifetime.
Right.
And then to get that opportunity and then to also tell the story of what was happening. And then to meet the Hall of Famers. You know, we met some NFL Hall of Famers. We met, of course, some Black College Football Hall of Famers. Coach Carnell Manor, I think, knows everybody in the world, Mike. I mean, everybody. Because he raps to everybody like it's a good deal. That's going to be a great classic in the near future. As soon as they learn how to market to the crowd that they want, they'll sell that game out every year.
Absolutely.
But the Bulldogs, we took the field. We're thinking, hey, man, this is Morehouse College. You know, Morehouse has been in the news. A very good friend of mine and my mentor, Robert Smith, paid all of that student debt for the graduating class. So Morehouse has been in the news. They have convinced some student athletes that they need to go to Morehouse instead of maybe going to other choices, if you will. They recruit fast and intelligent student athletes. So when we score a touchdown, 40-yard touchdown pass to start the game, you know, I'm thinking, well, okay, this might not be a bad deal. We might beat them 52-0. We can go home. Not so fast, my friend. So Morehouse comes back, and then at the half, you know, we're shocked at the half. We're like, you know, when you're the big dog D1 playing D2, you know, you're nervous. If you don't win, they will run you out of town.
Right.
So we come back in the second half. We go up 28-10. So now we think, oh, it's all good. Akil throws one touchdown, Akil Glass, threw for 397 yards, 4 touchdowns. But most of that happens after we go up to 28-10, and then we got to make a comeback. I'm saying that to say Akil throws one interception, Morehouse gets a great return, then they go in and score. Come back later, Akil throws another interception, but that's on the tip drill. You can't do nothing about it. Quarterback's worst enemy, a tip drill. Ball goes up in the air. Morehouse gets it. Another good return. They score again. And so when Morehouse went ahead, 30-28, you know, I could have been bought for $1. But I really could have been bought for a quarter when they missed the extra point, Mike.
Right.
It's a minute, 1 second left. I'm like, you know what? This would be a great way to start the season, but I sure don't want to go through it like that because you think you're going to lose. So
Absolutely.
We're matriculating the ball down the field. There's 2 receivers get on the field who hadn't played a drop really all day. 2 true freshmen. They make big plays on the drive. As our offensive coordinator, Dwayne Taylor, told me, as he explained on film day the next day, hey, man, we were setting up the corner, and we got it to the point when it got down to 9 seconds. You know, I'm thinking, are we going to kick the field goal? We can just kick the field goal, go home. Coach Maynard tells us, hey, look, man, a lot of things can go wrong on a field goal. So we wanted to take a shot at the end zone. And they always try to make it the quarterback has one read. So he says to Akil, if this doesn't happen, hey, man, throw the ball out of bounds. We line up, kick the field goal. But if this happens, oh, my goodness, you should have Jenkins in the corner. Man, when he stepped back, he got protection, and when he looked, and I looked right away, I tracked before the quarterback throws the ball to see if we got a receiver. Man, when I saw Jenkins start to separate, and I said it on the broadcast, that, oh my gosh, he's open. And Akil throws the perfect ball. It's a touchdown. Brian Jenkins Jr., who was named preseason All-SWAC in 2 positions. So I told him, I said, man, you talking all that noise. Hey, man, all eyes are on you. You're a Tupac fan. All eyes on you now, brother. And the Bulldogs pulled it out. But I must say, Morehouse is going to beat a lot of people this year. And the SIAC, the Southern Intercollegiate Athletic Conference, which is the oldest black athletic conference in the nation. I think they were founded in 1913. Hey, man, that speaks well for them. They play good football. And next year, it'll be Central State and Howard in the game.
Yeah, that's going to be another nail biter as well. And while you were going through recapping that game, I was one, and I'm going to be a big boy and admit it. I thought you guys would go in there and blow the hinges off the doors. I said, yeah, Alabama A&M will go in there and make a statement because it's a lot of eyes on you guys. You referred back to Tupac in earlier mention of your recap. Some great expectations for Bulldog Nation right about now, starting with Akil Glass. Talk about the kind of quarterback this young man is, man, up close and personal.
Akil and I become friends, but I met his father last year at Valley. And his dad, we talked about Ric Flair earlier. Ric Flair ain't got nothing on Akil's dad. Not a drop. Look at here. Mr. Glass is supreme confidence in his son, and I watched Akil grow up in that game. And when we got on the airplane to go home, they set out for you now. Everybody flies to that classic. That's one thing I will say about the Pro Football Hall of Fame. They took care of us. It's going to be a wonderful experience, and they spared no expense. So we're on the way home. I looked at Akil, and he looked different going home than he did going out there, Mike. So his maturation in that one game, we're trying to change the culture of our program. We had the first winning season we'd had in several years last year, but that's 6-5. And some people say, man, 6-5, that's winning. I mean, that's like barely winning. I say it was all the things that went into making the 6. Last year, we lose this game last year, Mike. Right. We would have lost.
Right.
But instead, as Coach Maynard said to Ted, we practice. We run that drill every week in practice. And he looked at Jordan Bentley, our fine running back, who was freshman of the year when his freshman year. He looked at Jordan and said, Jordan, how much time do we have in the drill last week? Jordan said 50 seconds. But Akil goes, we had one timeout, though. We didn't have any timeout. Akil has been a leader. Last year, he started being a leader. And we say that in the fact of Akil would make sure guys showed up on time. He invited student athletes to come to St. Louis and work out. Some went to Chicago this summer. They built rapport. He's doing what it takes to be a leader. I promise you, like other quarterbacks that come out of the SWAC, I hope he gets a chance at the next level because not only does he have an arm, but he's a big boy. And he's learning a lot of, as he says, I'm more cerebral this year, Ted. I can see it before it happens.
And that's what you really want. That's the sign. That's the sign of growth in a huge way, especially at that quarterback's position.
Yes, sir. So you want to be able to, the game to slow down, if you will. So he gets a lot of help. Jordan Bentley's a senior this year. Our senior class, when they were recruited, they had high hopes. And, the only thing I ever want for student athletes, and this is at any school, Mike, I'm like you with this. Hey, man, we want to uplift everyone. We want everyone to shine and get a chance, unless they play in us.
There you go.
But other than that, I would say our team is on the precipice. And sometimes people say that words mean you coming up with something bad. But it also could be something good. And I really just hope, we still got to go to Alcorn if someone's worrying about the expectations. Well, the expectations end when you have to go on the road and come up against a guy that's been knocking folks out for years.
Absolutely.
Fred's got a squad, and he's recruited well. He's at the point now where those guys know that they have to be at summer school. They know that if you're on time for a meeting, you're late. You got to be 10, 15 minutes early. They got all that, Mike. People trying to climb that mountain, that's what you got to learn. And in a game like this is where the character gets built. This is when you learn how to win a game that you had won You lost it, and if you ask me, you turned the ball over 5 times, you got no reason to expect to try to win that.
Absolutely. We're talking right now with Ted Dixie, the voice of the Alabama A&M Bulldogs. Bulldogs coming off a fantastic close against Morehouse. 35-30 was a score. They will now play a conference game against
Uh-oh.
Arkansas Pine Bluff. It's actually our
Uh-oh.
game of the week. And in order for you to have success behind the mic calling another victory for the Bulldogs, what do you see as the keys to victory for this week's opponent?
Well, I'm going to pay extra close attention to Pastor Troy Garner's chapel that we have on Friday night, because he talked about faith this last week, Mike, and you know, man, faith, woo, I need way more than a grain of mustard seed.
I know that's right. I know that's right.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I mean, ooh, because I'm going to tell you something about Pine Bluff. You know, this is not the same Pine Bluff team last year.
Right.
Melvin Hines II, the athletics director, is from Huntsville. That's my homeboy, my frat. Yo, Noops all over the world. Let me shout out Lim Barney. I got to shout out Lim.
Let me mess with him. No cussing on this program, man. This is a family program.
Boy, my apologies. But, you know, listen, Pine Bluff, when Melvin got the job as AD, he instilled in every one of his coaches that what you are this year doesn't mean that you have to be that same thing next year. Pine Bluff went out. They had a great recruiting class. Matter of fact, their big stars now are freshmen. So for us, we have to figure out a way to shake their confidence. We have to get them to pointing fingers at each other. You know, sometimes you see a touchdown pass, and you see the defensive backs looking at each other like, I thought you were getting him.
Right,
you know, we need some of that.
Some
we need
confusion.
Some of that.
Confusion.
A little confusion. Yes, sir. A little public enemy for you. Confusion. We need a little bit of that. This time we're back on, you know, we're at home. It's our annual Lewis Cruz Classic to honor the famed head coach Lewis Cruz and Coach John Stallworth and many other student athletes who went on to have opportunities in the NFL. Coach Cruz coached baseball as well. But the thing about the Cruz Classic is, you know, it's the first home game, so we have the best tailgate in the SWAC, no doubt. The barbecue smoke will be thick. It's a distraction to play at home. As Coach Mater says, when you're on the road, you just talk about football. You got meetings, football, meetings, walkthroughs, meetings, eat, meetings, homework. That's all you do. On the road, now you got your family coming, folks want tickets. People want to, hey, man, can you come see us after the game? Hey, man, where can we meet you? You have all of that going on. So we have a challenge of a team that wants to come to Huntsville and knock our blocks off, and we have to stay true and stay focused. But as I said earlier, Akil Glass, Ryan Jenkins Jr., Quan Travis Kelly, there's some cats that are going to keep us focused, and that's what we need to be. University of Arkansas Pine Bluff, who, by the way, has the coolest logo in the SWAC.
Man, you're throwing a lot of SWAC love and power around on this interview. I just want you to know that, and I'm loving every minute of it.
The Southwestern Athletic Conference, the most competitive conference in the football championship subdivision. That's been copywritten now, trademarked. That's mine, baby.
We're talking right now with Ted Dixie, the voice of the Alabama A&M Bulldogs. Look, Coach Manor was a late entry coming into the Bulldog job, but he came in with an impact. He came in knowing what he needed and wanted to do, coming from Hampton, had success, and he has always been the type, as far as his legacy goes, he will take whatever his opponent gives him to maximize that opportunity. You being close and personal with that development that Manor and the culture change that he's brought to the Bulldogs, what's the thing that separates Manor and make him so successful at such an early start at A&M?
Coach Manor knows what he wants to do. He has an offensive coordinator, rather, that played for him, worked for him. He's our offensive line coach, played for Coach Manor. And he went out and hired a couple of other folks. This year we had some changes on the coaching staff. The coach said you always keep an eye on coaches who can help you out later on. Coach Manor is one of those guys, I would say, he's like the ultimate CEO for football, that he doesn't think of himself all important, that he lets his coaches coach, and he coaches the coaches. And he is not going to let up. Now, this is one thing that's different about him. his level of competition on Fridays is they have a quarterback challenge. And coach is making game throws against Dwayne Taylor, who played quarterback for him, OC, and all the all the quarterbacks on the staff. And last year, Coach Manor won almost every quarterback challenge. So I asked him this year. I said, "Does a kid need to beat you in a quarterback challenge to show that he's developed?" Coach says, "He'll never beat me, Ted. He'll never beat me." That's the attitude. I first saw Carnell Manor when he was coaching at Winston-Salem State. They were playing in the Division II National Championship game. And I watched him. And I say to this day, he still should have won that game. But his student athletes were just a little bit shy playing on the big stage. But, man, when they got their feet up under the second half, oh, they were the truth. So, yeah, he does not have a set offense. You know, everybody runs the same, I call it the zero read option up the middle. Everybody runs RPOs. But Coach Manor will look at your film first and he'll say, well, you're going to give us outside sweep. We'll go back to, in our drills, we'll say, okay, fellas, you're going to use this drill because now we're going to sweep all game. So make sure you pay attention with that. That's what he does. And that's what that gave him an edge coming in. You know, I would actually say that we were blessed to get Coach Manor because of the list of candidates that were out there. Sure, we could have got some people who were unproven. But, you know, Rob Broadway was retiring. So it wasn't like he was going to walk through the door. You know what I mean? He wasn't about to walk through the door.
I know that's right.
And, you know, and that was, and Fobbs wasn't about to leave Grambling.
Right,
so
right.
When Manor showed up, it was like, okay, we got a guy that's got championship experience, not only as a student athlete, not only as a professional, but as a college coach.
Yes,
so,
sir. Yes,
you know,
sir.
people say, are we going to be able to keep him? I said, I know we're going to keep him because I say it to the president all the time. So, Mr. President, you were getting ready to retire. Why don't you give Coach Manor half your salary? He said, Dr. Andrew Hugini Jr., who was named male HBCU President of the Year. The President Hugini says, well, Mr. Dixie, we got to give him the win championship first. Now think about it. So there we go.
Okay, so the tempo has been set. So, look, Manor needs to make sure that you get that agent's fee when that comes in place, right?
I hope.
Look, man, you brought up Broadway. What a way to go out like a boss, man. Win the national title and then just go into the sunset. I'm done. Y'all can have it. That's boss.
Well, it's boss, but see, I got a story about Broadway.
Uh-oh.
So he's at Grambling. We're at SWAC Media Day. And Lee Jean, who was play-by-play then, and I was color. We go down. We're going to film. We're going to see what's happening at SWAC Media Day in Birmingham. So I go up to the Grambling table. Coach Broadway, Lee doesn't want to interview people. I want to interview him. I stick the microphone in Broadway's face. He doesn't say a word. I ask another question. He doesn't say a word. I ask another question. He doesn't say the word. I look at the camera and go, I guess he can't talk. We keep going. But Coach Broadway, you're right. You can't argue with that success. We played them in a SWAC MEAC challenge. That was Tariq Cohen's breakout game. He ran 2 touchdowns back on us, and I said right then and there, because my first game is at Tennessee State, and I saw Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie. He returned a punt, and the speed he had, I said, that boy going to play on Sundays. When I saw Tariq Cohen, I said, that boy going to play on Sundays.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Broadway got an eye for talent, man, and we miss him. We know some people that are on his staff. He's an intense guy, but he knows how to recruit, and he demands a lot. But I tell you one thing, if you were late for a bus, he'll leave you.
I know that's right. We're talking right now with Ted Dixie of the Alabama A&M Bulldog broadcast. He is the play-by-play. Ted, let the folks know how they can check out your broadcast, man, on these Saturday evenings.
You can do it 2 ways this year. One way, in a home game, because we have the live streaming, we caught up with Valley Fine. You can go into our website, aamusports.com, go to football, go to the schedule, you see the link, listen live or watch. You can also go to wjab.org, wjab.org, and hear the stream there as well. Thank you so much, Mr. Prince. I appreciate the love. Hey, man, I'll talk to you every week and tell you what's happening since we're the game of the week. We'll give you another recap of a beautiful Saturday afternoon in the Southwestern Athletic Conference, the most competitive conference in the football championship subdivision.
That sounds like a plan to me, man. As he just mentioned, Alabama A&M and the University of Arkansas Pine Bluff will be our game of the week here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Be sure to join us on Sunday nights for the Sports Talk Live, or Sports Report Live, I should say, starting at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. We want to thank our special guest on today, the Noop himself, Brother Ted Dixie. And thank you guys for joining us. We want to thank our sponsors for our broadcast on today, Attorney Lee Van Richardson of Hempstead, Texas, Texas Farm Bureau of Waller, Texas, and, of course, Diva Skin Conditioner. For those who are attacked by diabetes and the conditions that it calls against your skin, visit their website at divafeet.com, D-I-V-A-H feet.com, or you can speak with a representative by dialing 903-270-0026. I must exit stage left for now. I am the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. As always, you guys be blessed. We'll see you on the other side.